The profound significance of fundamental movements after the age of 65 for sustaining robust health and enhancing overall life quality. As the passage of time gracefully carries us beyond the threshold of 65 years, it's an almost universal experience to become more acutely aware of the subtle, and sometimes not so subtle, alterations occurring within our physical form. Flexibility, once perhaps taken for granted, may exhibit a degree of recalcitrance, and the effortless strength of youth can seem like a distant memory. However, amidst these natural transitions, a fundamental truth emerges with unwavering clarity. The conscious and consistent engagement in even the most elementary of movements serves as an indispensable cornerstone for safeguarding our health and, perhaps even more importantly, for enriching the tapestry of our daily existence. These seemingly diminutive, routine actions that punctuate our days are far from being mere trivialities. They are, in fact, potent catalysts for a cascade of physiological and psychological benefits that often lie veiled beneath the surface of our conscious awareness. Consider, for instance, the seemingly simple act of being able to transition between a seated and standing posture with fluid ease. This capacity is not solely reliant on the power of the quadriceps and hamstrings. It also engages the often underappreciated strength of the gluteal muscles, those powerful engines of our lower body. Their robust function is absolutely critical for the maintenance of equilibrium and the proactive mitigation of the risk of falls, a statistically significant and often life-altering hazard that looms with increasing prominence for older adults. The ability to rise confidently from a chair allows for continued participation in social activities, the pursuit of hobbies, and the maintenance of independence in one's own home. Similarly, the act of ambulation, even if confined to the gentle pacing within the familiar confines of one's dwelling or a brief, unhurried saunter through the verdant pathways of a nearby park, transcends its apparent simplicity. It stands as an exemplary form of cardiovascular exercise, a gentle yet effective means of invigorating the circulatory system, fostering more efficient blood flow, and fortifying the very core of our being, the heart and lungs. Furthermore, the rhythmic interplay of muscles and joints during walking serves as a natural lubricant, helping to preserve the suppleness of our articulations and the elasticity of our muscular tissues, thereby counteracting the insidious creep of stiffness and immobility. Even movements that might appear almost negligible, such as the deliberate extension of our arms overhead to reach for an item on a shelf or the gentle rotation of our torso to glance behind us, contribute significantly to our overall well-being. These basic actions are instrumental in preserving the full spectrum of motion within our shoulders and the axial mobility of our spine. This unrestricted range of movement not only streamlines the execution of everyday tasks, such as retrieving objects from elevated positions or safely maneuvering while driving, but also plays a crucial role in diminishing the propensity for the development of rigid joints and the onset of chronic back discomfort, conditions that can severely impact one's quality of life. But why, one might ask, do these seemingly unremarkable movements hold such profound importance in our later years? The preservation of autonomy, the capacity to independently navigate the activities of daily living, the personal rituals of bathing and dressing, the nurturing act of preparing sustenance, and the fundamental ability to move freely within one's environment, forms the very bedrock of self-sufficiency. Maintaining this autonomy is not merely a matter of convenience, it is inextricably linked to one's sense of dignity, self-worth, and overall psychological well-being. The inability to perform these basic tasks can lead to feelings of frustration, dependence, and a diminished quality of life. A proactive defense against falls and their sequelae, the insidious threat of falls looms large for older adults, often resulting in serious injuries such as fractures, particularly of the hip, which can trigger a cascade of negative health consequences and significantly impair mobility. Robust muscle strength, particularly in the legs and core, coupled with a well-honed sense of balance, both of which are actively cultivated through regular, even simple movement, serves as a critical shield against these dangers. Maintaining the ability to react quickly and maintain stability can be the difference between a near miss and a life-altering injury. The nurturing of cardiovascular resilience. Engaging in gentle yet consistent physical activities acts as a vital tonic for the cardiovascular system. It promotes more efficient circulation, ensuring that oxygen and essential nutrients are effectively delivered to all corners of the body. This, in turn, plays a significant role in mitigating the risk of developing debilitating conditions such as heart disease, hypertension, and stroke, which are major health concerns for the aging population. The fortification of skeletal and articular health. Movement is not just about muscles. It also plays a crucial role in maintaining the integrity of our bones and joints. Weight-bearing activities, even as gentle as walking, stimulate bone density, thereby reducing the risk of osteoporosis, a condition characterized by fragile bones that are prone to fracture. Furthermore, regular movement helps to lubricate the joints, maintaining their flexibility and reducing the likelihood of developing osteoarthritis and other degenerative joint conditions that can cause significant pain and stiffness. An elevation of mood and psychological well-being. The intricate connection between physical activity and mental health is well documented. When we move our bodies, even in simple ways, our brains release endorphins, those remarkable neurochemicals that act as natural analgesics and mood elevators. This physiological response can contribute to a greater sense of happiness, reduced feelings of anxiety and depression, and an overall improvement in psychological resilience. Maintaining an active lifestyle can also foster social engagement and a sense of purpose, further enhancing one's emotional well-being. Recognizing the subtle signals, indicators that warrant attention to our mobility. It is often the subtle shifts in our ability to move that serve as early warning signs, prompting us to pay closer attention to our physical well-being. These indicators should not be dismissed as mere inconveniences of aging but rather as important signals from our bodies. An increasing difficulty in rising from a seated position, whether it be from a comfortable armchair or the surface of a bed, can indicate a decline in lower body strength and should be addressed proactively. A noticeable slowing of gait or a newfound sense of unsteadiness while walking suggests potential issues with balance and muscle weakness that could increase the risk of falls. Experiencing increased effort or discomfort when attempting to reach overhead for everyday items or bending down to retrieve something from a lower level can signal a reduction in joint mobility and flexibility. The onset of persistent aches and pains in the joints or muscles following even relatively light physical activity should not be ignored and may warrant medical evaluation. Should any of these signals become apparent, it is imperative to seek the counsel of a qualified healthcare professional, such as a doctor or a physical therapist. These experts can conduct a thorough assessment and provide tailored advice on appropriate exercises and strategies to address any identified limitations. Practical strategies for sustaining mobility beyond 65. Adopting a proactive approach to maintaining mobility doesn't necessitate grueling workouts or strenuous routines. The key lies in incorporating consistent and mindful movement into our daily lives. Embrace gradual progression. There is no need to embark on an overly ambitious exercise regimen. The most effective approach often involves starting with gentle, low-impact activities and gradually increasing the intensity and duration as the body adapts and strengthens. Discover enjoyable activities. The key to long-term adherence to any exercise program is finding activities that bring genuine pleasure. Whether it's the meditative flow of Tai Chi, the gentle stretches of yoga, the buoyancy of swimming, the rhythmic motion of cycling, or simply the companionship of a walking group, choosing activities you enjoy will make staying active feel less like a chore and more like a rewarding part of your day. Prioritize consistency over intensity. A short bout of gentle exercise performed daily is often far more beneficial than sporadic, high-intensity workouts. Aim for incorporating movement into your routine on a regular basis, even if it's just for 15 to 30 minutes each day. Cultivate mindful body awareness. Pay attention to the signals your body is sending. Rest when you feel fatigued or experience pain. It is crucial to respect your physical limitations and avoid pushing yourself too hard, especially when starting a new activity. Integrate movement into everyday life. Look for opportunities to be more active throughout the day. Opt for walking or cycling for short errands, take the stairs instead of relying on elevators, and incorporate brief stretching breaks into periods of prolonged sitting. In conclusion, maintaining the capacity for even the simplest of movements after the age of 65 is not merely a matter of preserving physical function. It is an essential ingredient in the recipe for sustained health, enduring independence, and a vibrant, fulfilling quality of life. By consciously cherishing and diligently nurturing our ability to move, we actively invest in our well-being and pave the way for a more active, engaged, and joyful future every single day.